Good afternoon, Finovate. I'm here today to tell you a story about Max. Max is the CIO of an important bank organization and is looking for a solution to analyze, constantly monitor, and optimize banking processes. Initially, he involved a consultancy firm in order to analyze the overall processes, but soon he realized that it would have taken ages, and even the bank wouldn't be able to quickly react to the fast-paced digital market. But then he discovered myInvenio. myInvenio is a solution to automatically analyze banking processes and make it more efficient. Gartner has even listed myInvenio as a sample vendor for automated business process discovery, identifying it as one of the next big trends for the digital business. So he decided to try myInvenio, to run a proof of concept on a loan banking application and to see how to manage process improvement and process compliance using myInvenio product. Please, Modesta, can you introduce us myInvenio features?
Of course, Max. Thank you. Even though myInvenio can analyze any kind of process, our today's focus is on the process of loan approval. So once your data log files are collected, starting process analysis with myInvenio is simple. In myInvenio data source field, you select your input data and the reference model you want to upload, tag the data columns to the relevant labels, then click Visualize your process. And here we go. myInvenio takes the data you already have in your systems, and it automatically draws and visualizes your process. Does that meet your expectations, Max?
Yes, Modesta, that's incredible. It's my real loan process. But how were you able to obtain the process analysis starting from raw data?
Well, that's one of the key features of myInvenio. And what you see here, it's a frequency analysis. The dark blue color marks the most frequent activities, while the boldest arrows show the most frequent transitions. So in this way, we are able to identify the most frequent path of the process.
Thank you, Modesta. But how can we automatically compare the compliance of the process, let's say with a reference normative model that we defined with a business process analysis tool, like as an example, Mega?
Well, Max, since we already imported the reference model to myInvenio, we can immediately compare the conformance with the data-derived one. So here we can see that the non-conformant activities are marked green, as are the pre-approved authorization and loan issues. They indicate the deviation. So here, Max, we can start working on ways to restructure your process in order to be in line with a reference normative model. But let's have a look at the performance view of the process. Here we have the same process, but with a view in regards to the performance issues. For example, transition lines, the boldest transition lines will show you the longest transitions, and the longest duration will show you the darkest red color. So here we can identify that processing is actually most critical activity.
I see, Modesta, but I have a question. How can I be sure that processing is the real longest and most critical activity? And also, what can I identify the action that has to be taken in order to improve the overall process performances?
Well, to find the answers to your questions, Max, we need to go to the dashboard or process checkup. Here, Max, we will find that myInvenio algorithms will automatically analyze and will give you performance and conformance overview of the process in regards to key performance indicators defined for each activity. So here we find that processing actually has the longest total duration that includes the service time and transition time. If we scroll further, we will have a performance drill down indicating most critical activities and resources. So if we select processing, we immediately see that Joey White is our most critical resource, performing almost 76% of all of the activities events. Later, we have analytics in regards to incoming cases, activity duration, activity waiting queue. And if we go to the activity load, we see that Joey White is not able to comprehend the workload assigned to him during the most critical period of time. And if we see the resource load, we can find that besides most critical activity of processing, Joey White also is involved in other two tasks. So here, Max, we find the answers to your questions.
Thank you, Modesta. But isn't it a kind of information that we can achieve also by involving a business consultant in the analysis of our raw data?
Yes, Max, but imagine how much time you would spend to get this kind of information using traditional business process analysis approach. Instead of hiring a consultant and taking weeks or even months to interview all of the resources involved in the process, here you have myInvenio immediately indicating you the most critical activities and resources involved in the process.
It's really clear. But how can we monitor the process performance on a daily basis?
Well, Max, since our solution is full responsive, we can move to the performance view on your iPad. Here, you can run the animation following the timeline of the events happening. So, each red bullet represents a lone case. So it is evident when we have a queue of cases, and also if for each activity we are in line with the key performance indicators. KPIs are visualized by color, matching their performance. Waiting time on the top right corner, waiting queue on the top left corner, and the resource allocation on the bottom left corner. So this is how you can constantly monitor your process, identifying performance issues and potential deviations.
Now I have a clear picture of what myInvenio can do. As you have just witnessed, myInvenio is a key solution in order to automatically analyze your banking processes, identify critical resources, activity, bottlenecks, and a way to optimize it. With myInvenio, you can constantly monitor the performances and the compliance of your banking processes. We have important customer in banking industry, like Credem Bank, in automotive industry, like Ferrari and Maserati. So if you want to see how Max's story continues, please come to our booth. Thank you for listening.